Hey everyone, we are here today in Portadown. Yes, Portadown, Northern Ireland, at the Roadhouse to take on their Phattest Bastard challenge. Now, this thing has only been completed by 2 eaters ever before. That being of Mr. Randy Santel, who did it in about 29 minutes, and Mr. Rod Radim, and he's got the record of about 24 minutes. So it's actually been challenged by the owners here to beat their record. There is 2 different challenges. One is the smaller one, and one is the larger one that they had completed. So today I've got 24 minutes to beat this burger challenge. It's about, I think they said, almost 7 pounds. So I can't wait to get started. Let's go inside, let's check out the food, and hopefully I can get a record or at least complete the challenge today. Let's go. Alright guys, so here we've got the Phattest Bastard Burger Challenge here at Roadhouse. Now, this thing is massive. This is the larger of their 2 challenges. I think we've got somewhere just over 6 pounds of burger alone. And then we've also got some deep fried Mars bars. We've got some fried nuggets and some chips as well. Not French fries here, it's chips. So it looks really good. Lots of flavor in there. And like I say, they challenged me to beat the 24-minute record. So, not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that today, but as long as I complete it within the unlimited amount of time, which is 1 sitting, I'll be happy today. And I will also receive a £100 cash reward for that. So, I'm really looking forward to it. Wish me luck, everyone. This thing's, I think I'm gonna need it anyway. So, let's see. Let's get in, let's dig into this deliciousness. All right guys, so I forgot to mention before what we've actually got in this burger. We've got, starting from the top, we've got our 4 deep fried onion rings. We've got salad inside of it. There's gonna be 8 pieces of delicious bacon, as well as some potatoes that were deep fried, and I believe they call them potato scallops, is that correct? And we've got a bunch of cheese in between. I believe it's 8 pieces. We've got some mayo. We've got some Cajun sauce. There's also some flavored hot dogs in here, as well as 4 half-pound patties, and also almost a full pound of chicken right around that layer there. And of course the 2 buns and any other sauces, along with the French fries, nuggets, and deep fried Mars bars. So with that guys, I think we're ready to get started here, and we will get going here on the count of, I'm gonna take it apart here. They were allowing me to do this before I start, so I will get that started there.
Do an extra tray or board.
Here we go. And on the count of,
I need an extra board again.
extra board, okay. I'm gonna pile this up here. Woo. Many, many, many layers here, guys. This kind of reminds me of my mystery challenge I did at Broken Whisk. There we go. And of course, those beef patties. at the very bottom with some bacon and cheese on them. Woo, those are hot. Those are hot.
Like a pile of food.
Yes, sir. Okay. And yeah, go ahead. That's I think that's a little bit better. Okay. Check the meat. Check the. Okay. On the count of 3, 2, 1, begin.
Go, Scotty.
Oh wow! Delicious pork sausage. Gonna go for more of that. So tender. Go for my bacon rashes. Hey everyone, and welcome to today's challenge. We are here at the Roadhouse in Portadown, Northern Ireland. It's a lot of food. We're here to take on their Phattest Bastard challenge. Oh yeah. Beautifully sliced, beautifully spiced. So we have an unlimited amount of time to defeat this monstrous burger challenge and sides. It's only actually been defeated by 2 professional eaters before. One, Mr. Randy Santel, who beat it in approximately 29 minutes, and the other was Rod Radim, who did it in about 24 minutes. Now, I've been challenged by the owner here today to try and beat that time, so let's give it our best. All right, 4 minutes and 50 seconds in, all the beef is done. Moving on to this massive piece of chicken. Like I said, almost a full pound. Woo, hot. Wow, that is tender and delicious. I'm telling you that. Woo. I'm not kidding you guys, that is so tender and delicious with that Cajun sauce. All right, before we get too far into the challenge, I want to hashtag yes or hashtag no if you think I will or will not complete it. Just over 6 minutes, 6:10 in. And if you do think I can defeat this giant challenge, let's see what your time predictions are. I meant to flip that off the table. I'm not even sure what I flipped off the table there. Did anybody catch that? Delicious. Great recommendation by the chef here and owner. So finally getting into those nuggets with some of that sauce that the owner recommended. They did have a variety of different types of sauces, but this is the one he said to go with, and whew, what a great call. Great service here too, apparently. Excuse me.
That's potato scallop.
Potato scallop is good too. Kind of what you expect kind of like an oversized hash brown. These things are giant too. I've never had a hash brown that big before. Or a potato scallop.
Easy to have fun.
And one thing I did forget to mention was that there is a 100 quid cash prize if I do defeat the challenge. And not only that, I get to enjoy a great meal.
All right, 10 minutes and 34 seconds in. Working on the last potato scallop. Loving that sauce. Cajun, sweet Cajun sauce.
All right, everyone, I think that's about all the details of the challenge. Hope you guys liked the video so far. Make sure that you guys stay tuned to the end of the video. That's where we've got a little bit of a bonus footage for you, little sightseeing, and for you guys to enjoy. See what we do on our off hours when we're not doing the food challenges. So I think that's about it, and I'll probably pop in a little bit later.
All right, time for the onion rings. Got a nice crisp on the outside. Nice oversized onion rings. They don't do anything small here, they said. And onion rings definitely prove that. All right, 15 minutes in. We got the fries, some buns, some healthy vegetables, and of course the deep fried Mars bars. Dessert.
Got a fry ball. Are we bringing out the Scotty scoop?
I think we're gonna try fry ball today.
That's you, isn't it? The onion rings and the chips? Yeah. All good.
And when the fry ball don't work, it's time.
Maybe a little Scotty scoop time.
You do that?
Thank you. What do you need? Napkins? Yeah, you work later.
Excuse me. All right, on to the buns, and then those hopefully delicious deep fried Mars bars.
I should have those. Yeah. Okay. I mean, alternatively, I could also do that.
Buns are nice and soft, easy to eat. All right, 19 minutes and 6 seconds in, deep fried Mars bar. Let's give it a go.
Ooh, that crunch.
Crunchiness, the sweetness. Woo!
Scott loves chocolate.
Had a lot of chocolate this tour.
All right, everyone, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, smash that thumbs up button, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Woo! Good job.
I was gonna try and get it under the 20-minute mark, but I was just enjoying those deep fried Mars bars. That's what it was. But honestly, guys, a big thanks to the Roadhouse takeaway here. We are in Portadown, and Northern Ireland. So big thanks to them. Honestly, the whole meal was very delicious. The two favorite things, obviously the deep fried Mars bars. Those were delicious. I was savoring those at the end. And then also I like the chicken. The chicken it tasted, well, I should say the texture was very tender, very soft. It was kind of the consistency of like a fish, like a nicely cooked fish. So it went down really easily, and I enjoyed that. The pork sausage, very tender as well, and of course can't forget the sweet Cajun sauce here. So everything was good. Those are my favorites. Let me know down below what you guys would have chosen out of this to be your favorite. But with that, guys, big thanks here to the Roadhouse. Appreciate you guys coming, and hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one. Oh, and before we go, can't forget about, thank you very much, appreciate that. Awesome. We got the old 100-pound cash prize, so that's always a bonus. Gas money to get back, actually plane flight back over to London to get back home. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Good morning, everyone. We are here today in Northern Ireland, and we just came across a castle. Just driving down the road, came across a castle. So we thought it'd be kind of cool, go check it out. It's actually called the Carrickfergus Castle. So pretty interested. It's right by the ocean here. Smells very ocean-esque here. So you can see, whew, beautiful view, great day. Let's go check this place out. All right, so we just did a little bit of a tour there of the castle. So I'll give you guys a little bit of a brief recap of some of the stuff that we learned there. So basically right where we are is the entrance to the castle. Now, right now, where the ocean is, it would actually be a lot further back. So this castle was actually completely covered by ocean. So the attacks would all happen over here from the land, because there was no ships that would have enough armor or weaponry to actually attack this castle. So as you enter the castle here, what you notice is there's some towers that would be up here. There's also these little windows here where archers would shoot out as you come to the front entrance. So and trying to shoot back at them through there would be very, very difficult. So they had a narrow range that they could get, but they could still get you. What's also cool, if you check up at these towers, is there's two of them there, is that they're round. So the whole reason that they're round is that no one could sneak around those corners there, and they could always be visible. So there's no people hiding to attack the castle. Now what they said, if you were able to make it up here and make it to the entrance with a battering ram, you would have these doors here. And now these doors, as you're entering, okay, the doors would swing towards, they've kind of changed them, they would swing to the outside. So it would be a lot harder to ram them on the inside. Now if you had the battering ram and you were trying to get through this without getting hit by the arrows, if you guys look up top here, what they did is they dropped stones. So if you got to the front entrance, there would be stones being dropped, and if you did not die, you would have a very sore neck and head. And if you were able to get past that point, lucky enough, through these doors, you ran through there, so you get into this entrance here, and you can see that there would be some guards here. And if you look straight up above us here, we've got a door, or that would drop. And now what we were told is this was this here is about 1.5 tons. So if they saw people coming, they would just close this down, and 1.5 tons would be dropped into the ground and planted in there. If it was planted in there, you'd probably not be able to lift it up, or you would need significant amount of manpower to actually do that. Now, if there was enough people in here to do that, you can also see what they've got up here and kind of over in this area here. They would drop stuff from this wood, where the wooden planks are up there, and they would also drop boiling either water, which was very readily available and accessible, or hot oil, and they would have the skin, it would burn the skin. Yeah, up there. Okay, so if you got to that point, you would have this burning skin. Then what they would do is they would also drop buckets of feces and other stuff from there, and that would get into your skin. And then at that point, what they would do is, if you were there, they would hope that you would go back to your, wherever you came from, to your camp or whatever, and that infection would spread to all the rest of the camp. So that was just right here at the very entrance. Just to even get into the castle, it was a bit of a hassle to get into the castle. So let's go in and check out the rest of the castle here, give you a few more tidbits, but the big things that happened were really right at the very entrance to prevent anyone from coming and attacking. Awesome, so over here, we've got some prisoner gates, and although there are prisoner gates here, what we were told is most of the time they would not actually be filled with prisoners, they'd be filled with storage because there was limited storage space. However, if there was some unruly people in the town, they would lock them up here for the night, just like a jail. And then the next morning when they sobered up, they would release them out as well. So yeah, just little prisons here. Most of the time, like I said, not used for actually imprisoning them. I already paid, yeah. Yeah, I went on the tour. That's how I knew what was going on. Yeah, thank you. Just making sure I already had a ticket. And then if we look over here, this is where the main sleeping quarters were for the soldiers and whatnot, just for the soldiers there. So just very, very basic beds, something that you would think of like the army today, nowadays. And then if we go a little bit further here, we can see that we've got some cannons. I believe he said there was something in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 cannons that would be shot here. And you can see that they've kind of, I believe this is the north end over here. They would shoot the cannons out if there was anyone trying to attack by sea. But apparently there wasn't many that did come by sea because their efforts would not be rewarded. They would get sunk quite a far ways away. But here's the main part of the castle here. We'll go inside, check that out, and show you around there a little bit as well. Okay, so we've got an example of a 15th century banquet. So right here, we've got course number 1, fermentary venison with boiled wheat, mince, we've got flowers, we've got stuffed capon, swan, heron, crane, spices, all kinds of stuff here. Pancakes, that was all in course number 1. And then course number 2, we've got fowl or pork, almond rice, peacock, rabbit, pheasant, teal, pigeon, venison, gulls, curlew together. And then we would have course number 3. So as you can see, this was just 3 of the courses, and some of these banquets would have 15 course meals. So it's just insane the amount of food that they used to have. It was basically a way for royalty and whatnot to show off how wealthy they are and what kind of things
that they could give and offer and provide others. So kind of crazy, I tell you. What's also really crazy is the actual windows here. So if you guys look at these windows, look how deep those windows are. So that's a look out to the sea there. And you could literally lay down in there if you had a bed, of course, and something nice and soft, but that's gotta be about, oh, I don't know, 6 to 8 feet. 6 to 8 feet deep. So that did provide a little bit of the wall width, provided a lot of protection from attack. But back in the days, they did not actually have windows in them like it does right now. They had animal intestines that they used, and it allowed a little bit of sun to come in. However, the air movement obviously wasn't there, but there was other areas that had a lot of air movement, and it was actually very, very cold in these parts here. So I'll go upstairs, the top here, and I'll show you a little bit up there and how they kept warm. And you can see here in the staircase, we've got the latrine. So not a whole lot of privacy there. While you're going to the washroom, apparently, they didn't have doors. They just let people walk by and whatnot. What was kind of interesting that he was telling me is that there was actually a process where they actually mixed up, when people went to the washroom, they mixed it up, and the ammonia from mixing it up killed off the fleas and some of the bugs off your clothes. So people would hang their clothes as they were mixing that to kill off some of the ticks and fleas. So obviously it wouldn't smell very good, but you know, I guess it does the trick. So we're here upstairs. That wooden ceiling there was not there before. They did this about a couple years ago, and they kind of used the old methods. They said there are no nails or screws, so there's no nails or screws to put it together. And what they said was this was a type of wood that was, there was a big storm back in 2017. They used this wood to make it, and they said actually it takes about 10 to 15 years to completely dry out, and when it dries out, that ceiling will be harder than stone. So I don't know how true that is, but that's what he said. That's kind of crazy to think that, but yeah, up here is just really grand. Look at this. We've got, so this is where only very few people would get to see. This is kind of where he would, the king or who was in the castle at the time, would show off to his guests here, any guests that he decided to bring. And out here, a little bit overexposed, but we got the courthouse down below. Courthouse down below there, and it is overexposed by the ocean out there. Okay, and then we've got here is we've got our spiral staircase. So there's a couple cool things with this spiral staircase. The one is the way it's designed. So it's made so that when you spiral down to the left. Okay, so if people are coming up to attack you, you would hold your shield in your left hand, and you would have your outside right hand that you could use your sword to attack with. So if you're coming down, shield outside with your right hand to attack with the sword. If you were coming up, if you tried to use your sword, which was in the right hand, you couldn't attack up, you'd kind of be attacking to the outside. So it was very strategically designed that way, so that if anybody was to attack you from the staircase, that you would have the advantage. And some people may be saying, well, what if you were left-handed? Well, in those days, if you were left-handed, you were a sinner. So you were basically like the devil if you used your left hand as your predominant hand. So, and sometimes they would even cut your hand off if you tried to use your sword in your left hand. But that being said, the other second pretty cool thing about this staircase design is what they have is they've got even layered steps, except for one of the stairs. So if you were attacking from down below, you would come up the stairs, you come up, you'd have your chainmail on that weighed, I think he said hundreds of pounds, but you'd have your chainmail on there, and you would attack. You'd be coming up the stairs, and when you came up the stairs, there would be one step that was uneven, and it was called a trip stair or trip step, and you'd be coming up, going up, because you'd be looking up at who you're about to attack up here at the very top, and you would trip. And what that would do is that would hold everyone else down and allow the people that were guarding the tower to actually have the advantage. So we'll go down here, I'll show you the trip step. Like I said, it's about, I think he said about 3 inches difference, just enough to put a trip in your step and give the people defending the castle a little bit of an advantage. So kind of cool. We'll go check that out. Should be labeled here. These are any of these castles are very narrow. You guys can see where my foot is and doesn't fit very well. And you can see right there, beware of trip step, and that red one right there. So, kind of see how that particular step right there, a little bit higher than the rest of them. Okay, so we're gonna go down to the very basement here, down some a little bit nicer steps here. And this is where they kept all the food. As well, later on in the 1900s, I believe they used this for also shelter from bomb attacks as well. So, kind of down here, they also say that even though these are, they've kind of got a bit of room here. We've got about a 9-foot ceiling here. They actually were about another 3 feet down before. So they've got all their services and whatnot, their hydro and sewer and all that under here. So it's actually about another 3 feet down. So they would have a little bit more room for storage and whatnot. But this is where they would make the food. And I've kind of made this into a room now. This was over here, this was that well that I talked about, that freshwater well. So went all the way down from the that first entrance floor there and all the way down. But they've got a couple of different corridors here. Not very much headroom there, just a little bit of clearance. And they could keep up to, I think it was around a year's worth of food stored down here. And they would prep it down here, and they would have to bring it up to the banquet hall, which is another couple floors up. So that's kind of cool down here. And then we go out to the courtyard. They could put prisoners there, torture them. Just a little bit of a view from the other side here. From the outside. Not as large as some of the other castles that we've seen. But definitely very unique and a little bit more in-depth story as to what this castle was really all about and what went on in there. So we're going to the Naco Monument, and quite the roads here. This is
into big lands.
Oh yeah, there's enough for at least 1.5 cars to go here, or a horse and a car. As long as they don't go 2 horse wide like we just passed there. So quite the roads, interesting. More like what we've seen in England, so.
Rural England.
Rural, yes.
Not even that rural, just not a motorway.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Wow, look at
Quite the climb. All right, well, we've gone from bad to worse. This is
It's one car.
definitely not sure what we'd do if there was 2 of anything down this path, so should be interesting.
You have arrived.
Oh, there we go.
View. And horrible people very generously parking and taking all the space. I will do the same.
Woo! The Naco Monument. So you can see there that is erected and dedicated to the fallen from the county of Antrim, who fell during the Great War, World War I, in 1914 to 1918, and later dedicated in remembrance to those from the county who died in the Second World War, 1939 to 1945. There's just some of the soldiers there. You can see when they were erecting it there. So gorgeous, gorgeous view up here. So there it is in the background there, guys. Just absolutely tall. I don't know how many stories that is. 100, 200 feet tall. And just situated beautifully on this grassy knoll here. And we've got the Irish Sea in the background there. Just the very top. And it's literally like, you think of 180 degree views, this is actually more than 180 degrees. Like, you're here. At that point it's about 180, and then you're even going even further back. You can see there, way over there. There is the Carrickfergus Castle, way. Oh, actually, no, that is not the castle.